Welcome back to the Wichita Toy Train Club YouTube channel. I'm Zachariah.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Doug.
And we're back for another Lionel Catalog.
Volume 2.
Volume 2, 2024 Volume 2. We got print versions. They came out, I got mine in the mail the day it showed up.
Yeah.
On top of the one I got, a week early at the LCCA convention, but I wasn't going to say that.
Well, you did say it.
I did.
Well, in the last one we had the front
Yes.
with the Polar Express engine. Now we got the back one.
Observation car.
Yeah, you get the Polar Observation.
Yeah.
Did they even have
There was no
That's the,
Polar.
Express in your
They were
house?
just
I was like,
going.
what a
thinking about
tease.
They were just going for the theme here. That's
Yeah.
all they were going for.
I guess on the first
Well,
page.
Well, they're just
Well, okay.
advertising that weird blue
Yeah.
Polar again. Yeah.
Well, it is cool that Volume 1, Volume 2
Yeah,
both
it
stay within the same
It
theme.
stays within the same theme. You know when 2024 was when you're looking through your catalogs.
Yeah.
Starts with the Polar, ends with the Polar. So,
Yeah.
but
Well.
other than that,
Ready to get into it?
we're gonna
Yeah.
jump right in.
Let's get right into the catalog.
Page 1.
So, make sure I click the right buttons here. Now everybody else can see a catalog. Full screen is a button. So there's that everybody was talking about.
The Blue Comet Polar.
Yeah.
Blue Comet Polar Express. Hey, I ended up ordering the red one, so we'll see how they turn out.
Oh, yeah.
Because I got the set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ended up going with the set.
Then someone else should get
Man.
the blue one, and
Chris already ordered the black
he
one.
got the black.
I pulled the trigger and
Yeah.
pre-ordered the black.
And then, but if you get the blue one and the red one, then maybe if you put them together, they'll make a purple one.
Oh.
Don't
true.
give them any crazy ideas.
K-State Polar Express. I'd buy that. Go Cats.
There you go.
Man, so you're already on the next page.
Yeah,
Just
I
showing
already-
us the big kahuna.
Yeah.
The big kahuna. That's what that is going to be called. Big kahuna.
It's a big boy. Not really.
It's not a big boy, it's a big kahuna.
Oh, excuse me. So
Man.
now there's a little snippet, and then we're gonna jump straight from Steam to
That's a
Vision Line GG1.
Vision GG1. So
got
this
the
is
on-rail.
obviously a rerun. They first cataloged them, I believe, in 2016. So the original JLC tooling just made Vision.
I can't believe it's been that long ago.
Yeah.
It's been
That
a while.
Feels like a year or two ago, low
Yeah.
key.
Crazy. So, and starting with this, of course, it's Vision, so you get the 4-digit addressing. Let's see what our price is, just for $1,700. So it's steep. I meant to go look to see what it was in 2016,
Oh yeah.
just out of curiosity to see what it is.
Yeah.
I actually haven't looked what the street price is. I imagine pre-order prices around 15 is my guess. So it's a lot. It's a big die-cast engine though. So
I mean, I have the MTH one. It's hefty.
yeah.
I mean, it weighs. It's got a good weight to it.
Yeah.
So it's there's a lot of engine for that price.
Yeah.
So I guess let's see what go through our. You get the 4-digit addressing, of course, all your other standard legacy stuff: 5 bells, 5 horns. It does have a smoke unit, even though it's an electric for the steam generator.
Yeah.
That would have helped. That would have provided heating for the cars. So if you're running in summer, then turn off the steam generator. That would be silly. Electric couplers, front and rear. So you have your operating pantographs, and they did mention. I don't remember if the last one had a de-icing function, but they have a de-icing function where they both come up. So that'll be. It's a little some added features into it, bicolor markers, I'm sure, and all the other fun stuff. Well, actually, I don't know if it does.
Marker lights on front and rear, illuminated number board.
Yeah, because they're originally Pensy. I don't know if they would have actually changed colors at all.
Yeah. It's
Oh.
like in the picture, it's red on one
Right,
side.
that looks like a Pensy
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
So they probably are not bicolor. And so right here, of course, Conrail and the 4800, this is old rivets, the original GG1 that was all riveted before they decided to go welded. And this is actually playing it as, it's Conrail got it, and, it came out of the bicentennial paint, and you can see on the roof, it still has the top as the bicentennial paint. Because, Conrail didn't care that much to paint the roof. Or at least that's the theory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks cool. I like the blue.
Yeah.
It's
Real
blue.
cool.
It's
yeah.
very blue.
It is very blue.
Man, it's very silver now.
Now we go to silver.
And with a red stripe.
With a red stripe.
Red stripe. So I believe the GG1s actually didn't stay this way very long, from what I gathered. They were really hard to keep clean.
I bet it's a very light color.
Very light color.
Looks
so
cool though.
Yeah.
Very neat. Same, but you know, did add with it. We got a hint last catalog. More aluminum passenger cars.
Man, you can see they've got figures in there too.
Yep, they have the figures in the aluminum passenger cars, probably because they're such a pain in the butt to open.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But so you know, that's good. I mean, not that they're impossible to open, but
Yeah.
I was really surprised they're going back with the polished aluminum because they claimed that's why they stopped doing them because they had so much issue with the Chinese aluminum having so many blemishes in them.
Oh, really?
Maybe they got a new
They
manufacturer.
they might have gotten a better manufacturer now,
Yeah.
so they can get a little better quality out of them, which is probably why the price is up.
Yeah, just a measly 500 for the Station Sounds Diner.
Yeah.
That's
One
charging.
car.
Just a little bit, you know, 1,300 for the 4-pack. I'll be honest though, the 21 a couple of catalogs ago, the 21 inches went up quite a bit
Yeah,
too.
mm.
So it's
Inflation.
that inflation and the cost of importing goods. It's just it is what it is.
Welcome
Yeah.
to America.
But so this is the what is this? This is congressional, I believe. It's set up to be
Yeah.
the congressional.
Mm.
So you have the whole train there, and as we go to our next page, we'll have the Senate, the senator.
Man.
So you have again more aluminum polished passenger cars. There's your Tuscan GG1.
Yeah.
We have many GG1s.
Yeah.
Many.
No kidding.
Oh, and interesting, they have some heavyweight cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
too.
gonna
Yeah,
ask
they
you
have the
about that.
heavyweights in there. They got them painted up as the senator. Apparently, when the traffic got heavier, they would need more cars, and instead of having more of the same car, they would just cheat and use some older heavyweights and just paint it up so they looked the same, and that way it mixed in with the train really well. So
Yeah.
if you wanted to, you could jump in here. And that did say shadow line, so that's going to have their same shadow line paint for the fluting.
Oh,
Which, I mean,
yeah.
I've seen it. It actually doesn't look bad. It's just weird because you want to touch it.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
it's flat, and you
Yeah.
go, but it's supposed to be ribbed.
Just don't get too close when
Just
looking.
basically,
Look but don't touch.
no
Yeah.
touchy. More GG1.
Wow.
Got Brunswick green.
Man, and the bottom one, that is a cool design.
It is.
It's not
It is
your
a really.
typical one.
It is a really cool design. I don't remember. I don't know if this was the original paint scheme design for it.
Says this is the spirit of St. Louis.
Yeah, so your cars are the spirit of St. Louis. These are 21 inchers. So, I mean, 21 inchers, 4-pack retail is $1,000. So you're $200 more for aluminum.
Yeah.
Huh.
Those cars look clean though.
Yeah.
Those do. They look very nice. Of course, this is all retail pricing. You guys get in there, get these things pre-ordered. Should get a little discount.
This is a dangerous catalog because I'm such a Pensy guy.
The Pensy guy in Kansas makes all the sense.
Yeah.
So I know there are some other differences they were talking about. I think some of these bars on the windows they've changed. There's some small detail differences between some of the GG1s.
Oh yeah, I see.
Oh, yeah.
You
I
look
haven't.
back, that
Yeah.
doesn't have the
Yeah, that's right. That top bar right there. They Pensy actually ended up having to remove that, or whoever actually ended up removing it. The crews wanted it removed because if the engine never flipped over, they wanted a way out.
Yeah.
And with that bar there, they couldn't fit through the window. And if anybody's been inside a GG1, that cab is teeny.
Mm-hmm.
I've walked inside one, and it is nowhere near as roomy as you think it is.
Yeah.
It is 100% locomotive and 2% where you can walk.
Yeah. Dang. And then we got the best railroad ever, Penn Central.
Get
Man.
some Penn Central, controversial road. Oh, fun fact: if you scroll, it changes the page. It does not
Really?
zoom in.
Wow.
Your red P with your white C was really intriguing. I thought.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Not that I'm a big Penn Central guy or anything, but
Yeah.
we have more 18-inch aluminums, and there's some different Penn Central paint schemes on them.
Yeah.
So they look very Penn Central. So you have all the aluminum cars you could want, and all the GG1s you could want.
Oh, then here you go.
Sheesh.
Amtrak.
So now we're sneaking into early days of Amtrak. We're really covering GG1s from the beginning to the
Yeah.
end here.
Yeah. Getting it out of their system.
So yeah, Amtrak GG1, still black as if it was, just came back from Conrail, savings bond. They got a separate HEP power car because
That's cool.
they would use that because the GG1s weren't set up for head-end power. So the GG1s would always have a HEP car for the consists. And now you have a whole Phase 1 Amtrak Rainbow train you could make up.
Yeah, literally.
I feel like they did one of these a few years back, rainbow styled sets. So you could really do some interesting stuff with early Amtrak.
Yeah.
If you really wanted to.
More Amtrak.
Now we're moving on. We got what was it? Is this Phase 2? Or is it still Phase 1?
Yeah.
Still Phase 1, but no more rainbow. Still Phase 1, no more rainbow. Still black, but we finally got Amtrak on the side of a GG1 now.
Is this black or is it
Yeah,
green?
It's black.
It looks green to me.
I agree.
I don't know. It looks black to me.
It does look more black on the computer. Here,
Yeah.
if you look at ours, it looks more green.
Just barely, yeah.
Huh.
But those cars look really nice. Again, 18-inch aluminum. Same pricing that we talked about before, but they look nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I wonder about on the passenger cars is if they're going to give you Katy mounts.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good
I mean,
question.
they've been doing that with a lot of stuff now, so I don't know if they got them retooled for Katy mounts.
Yeah.
Or if they're going with the kinematic couplers on them or anything. I haven't ever seen anything that just aluminum body, operating couplers, opening doors. From what I gather, they should be very similar to the original aluminum passenger cars Lionel has done. But we'll find out when they start shipping the Hiawatha ones.
Will we?
I mean, I can look at pictures.
That's true.
I will. Nobody here, I don't think, ordered any, so I will not get to see them. But this was really
Man.
cool. This was a blue page,
Very.
Very blue.
baby blue. So we got American Railroads, and I think I've heard the story behind this before, but I don't remember. I don't know. It's a new day every time I hear it. So this was the train that they actually started in D.C. and ran it all the way out to Utah for the 100th anniversary of the Golden Spike.
Oh.
So so they have the whole train set up here. You have B60 baggage cars. Those would have held exhibits that they took, and then a crap ton of 21-inch passenger cars that you also need to go with the train, of course. And the GG1 pulled it out of DC, but it was before they got it painted, so it was actually standard, Amtrak, I'm sure, at that point.
Yeah.
They got pulled it down to DC. It met up with 759, I believe, and that pulled it most of the way west. And in that time, they were able to go back, get a GG1 painted back up in blue. So when it came back this direction, once electrification started, the GG1 picked it up and kept going.
Yeah. It's interesting that I didn't know that 844 was part of that. 'Cause I've never seen any pictures of it in that paint scheme.
Somebody was telling me that I think 844 did from or UP handled it from Kansas City to Utah. So 759 got it to Kansas City, and then UP handled it from there. So I think the Centennial pulled it for a little bit. I didn't, dig real deep into it. This is hearsay, so do not take this verbatim. and then at the time, it would have been 8444 pulled it from probably across Wyoming into Utah. So really, a pretty small section that UP actually have 8444 do anything, which it would have been really cool to see an FEF3 and a blue paint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think probably a good thing, because that way I don't need one.
Yeah.
Well, you don't need 6 Challengers.
Right.
oh, we're gonna go there. We're not gonna talk about this.
Man, so this is a nice looking set.
Yeah.
Chris needs him a GG1 set.
I know.
And this is Vision front to back. Vision GG1. You got a hot box reefer, standard tank car, nothing special here. TOFC car, We think we got a Freight Sounds boxcar, and then a standard boxcar. Let's see here. Yeah, standard boxcar, and then a Vision N5 cabin car.
Man.
$2,600 retail. So, I mean, I don't think the sets usually go a whole lot lower than retail, but I mean, they usually are some. So I imagine anywhere from $2,400 to $2,500, you should be able to pre-order that.
And this is cheaper than another set we'll see later in the catalog.
Yeah. Man, well, the paint scheme on this bottom GG1.
So that's old rivets again. That's
Yeah.
in its original paint, I believe. So that's
Wow.
again, you have your riveted detail on the body.
That's cool.
It's and that's it. It still stands today out there at the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania. And then for everybody else that doesn't want to buy a set, you can buy more Vision N5 cabin cars. And if you haven't seen already, we did do a video on the UP CA1 Vision line caboose, which was really cool. Go back and check that out. Next page.
Oh.
This is neat.
Because we're not done with GG1s.
Yeah.
My
We're on
goodness.
page 25.
Page 25, and we're still doing GG1s. My goodness. But this is going back to harkening back to Lionel's past with GG1s. So the paint on this GG1 may not technically match Pennsylvania. It's going to match more closely the Lionel post-war rendition of a GG1. But it's scale. It's all scale. You know, scale heavyweights, Lionel lines. So it's a really cool set. It's kind of going back to like what they did with the S2 pre-war set and the bipolar state set. So I'm very worried that we're going to see more of this next year for Lionel's 125th anniversary. Because I have the S1 set or the S2 set, and I love it. I had no want for a giant pre-war painted bipolar, so I did not buy that. I don't really need a GG1, so I don't know about the post this, but there, you know, you did some like steam engine, like a Blue Comet pre-war.
That would be cool.
That would be. I feel like that'd be really cool and really hard to pass up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is fantastic that they've redone this in complete scale.
Full scale.
Yeah.
So basically, this is the GG1 set that they wanted to do back in the 40s.
Yeah, right.
Basically, what we have here. What was here? We're right at $2,400.
Yep.
So, wow, it's actually cheaper than the other set. What? Of course, you know, then you have to buy all the extra passenger cars, so then it's probably no longer cheaper.
Yeah.
Minor details, though. Next page.
Wow, another one.
Another GG1. This is the LCCA exclusive, so you have to order it through the LCCA. But on top of that, again, Tuscan GG1, we have more Lionel Lines aluminum 18-inch passenger cars. So those are going to be really cool. Nothing specific Pennsylvania about them, but you know they match really well with the. I mean, they don't look bad behind a red GG1. To be honest with you.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Or any other Lionel Lines locomotives you might have.
Yeah.
And the passenger cars you can order from anybody. All the other dealers will have those available. It's just the GG1 that is LCCA exclusive. Hey, look, no more GG1s.
But stuff to go with the GG1.
But more stuff to go with GG1s. B60 Baggage cars. And they have these, and they have Vision baggage cars. And I just assumed they were all Vision because of the price.
Yeah.
That
would make sense.
But these are not.
Wow.
So.
Oh, I
Yeah. So we're looking at one car that is $300.
That's crazy.
That does seem a little crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily that crazy, but it seems a little crazy.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So, and I haven't looked at much pre-order pricing for this. I'm going to really hope that the pre-order pricing is just really good on these.
Yeah.
We had the Tuscan, Pennsylvania's, Penn Central and some green, Penn Central yellow. And then the next page, we actually had the Vision B60 baggage cars, which, I mean, in all honesty, at that point, if you're going to spend money on a B60 baggage car, probably get the Vision line one.
Yeah.
Because, see here, because you'll have your you'll have all your extra vision sounds. Really, I don't
Well,
even know why they call them vision still at this point, because it's just a car with a sound package, like a legacy sound package at this point. But
Funny how it's the REA one. It's only 300
is it
Oh,
really?
it is.
versus
That's-
500.
That's
for
probably
the
a
others.
typo, honestly.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go with the typo.
Yeah.
I mean, very possibly a typo, but it almost makes me wonder if they're having to pay more money for the at that point. If that is true, if they're having to pay more money for the Pennsylvania license using Pennsylvania Railroad stuff.
Yeah.
Doubt it, because I mean, you look at the GG1s. All the GG1s are the same price, even with the different road names, like Amtrak and such.
That's true.
That is true. Amtrak, of course, I'm sure takes a cut on those though too. So I don't know.
Huh.
Or what about American Railroad?
Well, American Railroads, I don't
not
know.
really a thing.
I don't know if anybody owns the rights to that.
Yeah, probably not.
So I don't know. We're gonna go with
Weird.
typo, but if
Yeah.
not, that would be my guess.
Yeah.
See your dealer for more information. And after that, I think we're done with GG1s.
I think so.
Let's see. That was 31 pages of GG1/accessories.
GG1 related
Yeah.
stuff. And just to throw us completely off, we're not going with steam. We're starting with
Right.
diesel.
First. That was weird.
And notice, moving forward, now that the base 3 is available, everything in this catalog has 4-digit addressing. So that's a standard feature now. Of course, you know, you can only use that if you buy base 3, so there's
Yeah.
that. Minor details here. I'm supposed to get one next week. See if it's worth it.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving forward, SD70 ACEs.
Man.
3 more for the, you know, they're going through redoing all of the Norfolk Southern heritage schemes. So this is the next 5. This page has 3. There's 2 more. And each one of these, they have a full powered version, and then they have a non-powered version. Just to try to help everybody save money that wants to buy all, 20 or some odd heritage units. That way you don't have to buy all powered. You can buy some non-powered ones and still have them, but not have to pay the extra money for all the extra electronics. So all these are 036 minimum. The SC70s do really great, as far as I know. GG1s were all 072.
Yep.
They might, you know, I think
Actually,
Chris.
I think they were 054, actually.
It should have been 070.
I think they're all 072.
I think I saw 054. Oh, no, that's a passenger.
The passenger,
Yeah.
some of the passenger cars
Okay.
might have been 54.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because that is a
that was 052.
rigid frame.
Yeah, very rigid
Long.
frame locomotive.
Yeah. Well, I got mine on 062. So.
You might be able to squeeze the Lionel one too. It's just
Yeah.
they're not going to tell you that for sure.
Yeah.
So really cool. I don't know if they made any alterations as they, you know, NS has been going through and repainting these. So I know as they go through and repaint them, and as Lionel catalogs them, they've been trying to catch any differences, but I couldn't tell you what those are.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for them, I'm sure you know. Moving forward, here's the other 2, the Wabash and the Virginian. The Wabash, I think, looks really cool.
Yeah.
That's a nice.
And then just to throw everybody off, we have a Ferromex, which is pretty cool because I've seen them, you know, I see them going around
Yeah.
before. And since this isn't the Heritage engine, they're not trying to save you any money now. So they're going to give you 2 full-powered models here with 2 different road numbers on that you can choose from.
That's a neat paint scheme.
It is a
Yeah.
really neat paint scheme, though. I like the red.
Yeah.
Moving forward, they got some SD70M-2s.
That is a
So-
very bright green.
Yeah.
Very bright green.
Main.
So we have a Grand Trunk. I believe these are Canadian National Heritage units,
Oh, yeah.
basically. So there's different tooling. They got the kinematic pilots, which I love. I wish the SD70s had them, but they don't. So again, 4-digit addressing, same price. The Heritage unit ones, again, you have a fully non-powered version. I guess it's just the Grand Trunk that's Heritage, because it's the only one that has a full non-powered model. The Main and Northern, I mean, you have again 700 and 700 for another powered version, and the Susquehanna, again, 2 more powered versions you can choose from there. Not
Wow.
sure where Susquehanna's running at, but
It's
probably up north and east somewhere
Yeah,
that
it's
I
like-
just don't know.
It's like New England.
Yeah.
Huh.
So pretty cool paint scheme, I think.
Yeah.
Grand Trunk looks pretty cool. Moving on from there, sea liners. So again, MTH tooling that they got. They did the weird ones with the front truck with 2 axles and the rear truck with 3 axles, and now they're doing the standard 2 and 2. So you'll notice we get some more roads here with everybody, all the different roads that ordered these with the standard full 4 axles instead of 5. Minimum curve on these is 031. B unit says it's supposed to be 054, which seems kind of weird that
Yeah.
the B unit be different than the A's.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, that might be a typo. I bet you that's a typo. Anyway, moving on. These are not AA sets; they're all individual. So every A you buy is full sounds, power, smoke, everything. And then you have a super bass B. So no powered Bs, but super bass. And anybody that's heard the super bass knows that makes a heck of a difference.
Yeah.
Starting off, the Sea Liners course was Canadian National. Moving on, you have Canadian Pacific, Milwaukee Road, New York Central, and Pennsylvania.
Like the Milwaukee Road.
Yeah.
That Milwaukee Road looks really nice.
Yeah.
New York Central stripe on that looks really nice
That's
too.
also nice.
Yes.
Yeah, the Milwaukee Road is definitely tempting
Yeah.
to go with something else that I maybe did or maybe did not order.
Pennsylvania's not bad. You get the train phone antenna on the A's with the Pennsylvania. So I imagine since they are separate separate cell A's. I am assuming they have rear electrocouplers then.
It said they had non-powered rear couplers.
Oh yeah, rear electrocoupler, non-operating front coupler.
Huh, what?
On
Oh,
the
B
unit.
units. B
Sorry.
units. That's B units.
Yeah, B unit. Sorry.
For Lionels, stand downs.
Yeah, it says A units feature front electrocouplers and non-operating rear couplers for better close coupling.
Okay, okay. So while they are selling them separate, you probably would be better off just getting an AA. That way you have that electrocoupler on the rear. But
Yeah.
or an A and a B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get an A and a B and still have your electrocoupler on the rear.
Yeah.
Not
But
bad.
I mean, you have the option,
Yeah.
which is always nice.
Yeah.
You need to save a little money.
Yeah.
Man.
Alco PA.
Santa Fe.
There is some Santa Fe, isn't there?
We got a little Santa Fe in here, an 036 minimum curve on the PAs. Again, we have the AA sets, both are powered. The front unit has sound, the rear one does not. MSRP on the AAs is $1,200 with a super bass B with a retail of $500. So those are, I know the Santa Fe PAs, they are great.
Yeah.
Great looking. We're right in the middle of Santa Fe country though,
Yeah.
course 2, so that feels like home.
Yeah.
Moving on from Santa Fe, you have Erie,
Nice.
pretty nice looking set there. New Haven,
Nice army green, kind of.
me looks brown, but I don't know.
I don't know.
No, no.
We're terrible people
I
that ask
see
about
gr-
color at this
I
point.
see green.
I can see both now.
I could see both. I mean, if I look at the catalog, yeah, I see both. Tuxedo, Southern Black.
Those are definitely green.
Are they?
Yeah.
See, it looks black to me.
I think it's.
At this point, I'm
I
just going with
think-
that Douglas is colorblind.
Yeah.
That is what I'm going with at this
Well,
point.
because like Southern engines are usually green.
That's true.
And it doesn't specifically say tuxedo, but it
Yeah.
looks like tuxedo black to me. Oops. And then
Well, we all know it's bright orange, though.
I'm pretty sure we all know this is daylight. It's not a bloody nose. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
pretty obvious that this is a daylight. So, and Southern Pacific, again, that looks really awesome.
Yeah.
Orange dreamsicle.
Mm-hmm.
Now it'd be cool to check out some of these PAs in person, like maybe if someone bought some of these recently.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone did that though.
I don't know.
I did not. I bought. I accidentally bought things.
Accidental.
Do not go on auction sites. They're bad. It even helps me out because then they're even cheaper.
Nickel plate road.
Nickel plate road.
Very nice.
So I was really surprised they didn't do 190.
Yeah, that would be the road number you'd think they'd do.
So, but anyway, they got PAs, nickel plate road PAs with the PB, and then of course we have passenger cars. So these go with the PAs, and they also go with that really interesting looking Burke they did in the last catalog.
Yeah, this is definitely a nice paint scheme.
Yeah.
I think it works better on the PAs since that's what it.
And you can
actually
see
went
the they like the copy and paste
on. Oh yeah.
because these are not aluminum cars. These are definitely plastic.
Yeah.
There's no way these are aluminum.
Yep.
But minimum curve on the 21 inchers is 054. If you go Katie, you do not get 054. It is now 072.
Yeah.
But with that kinematic coupling, they do 054 just fine.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh.
Halloween.
A whole Halloween section.
Wow.
So we get a little tease here with the Halloween PA set.
Man, that purple is nice.
It's a really cool looking purple. And you'll notice that they have a whole passenger train to go with them.
Yeah.
And they do not have domes. They are all dooms.
What?
They're doomed.
Oh.
It's a doom liner. So you got a super doom. You got Vista dooms. They're all dooms.
That's amazing.
Wow.
And they got the little spirit orbs that are in there.
Yeah, so they have custom spooky
That's
sounds.
cool.
Yeah, have your spooky sounds.
That's fun.
No figures, of course, because why would there be figures?
Yeah.
They're the little orbs. I think probably the best thing is this J3A LionMaster Hudson.
Yeah.
It
That
glows in the dark.
with the glow in the dark.
That's cool.
I know the triplexes are on the water,
Oh.
so I mean here in a month or two we should start seeing triplexes. I'll be really curious to see how the glow in the dark on that triplex turned out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So probably be sure not to like lick this engine
Yeah.
for fear of radioactivity.
It just came from China. I mean, what do you even get? COVID? Minor details. They said that stuff can't go through mail anyway. So this is really cool. I mean, you're big into Halloween. I think Lionel's stances gives you an excuse to get the layout out early. And I think really Chris used to do that a lot.
Yes, I did.
You had a Halloween layout, and you're like, hey, look, it's already up ready for Christmas.
Right, yeah. You just take the little, like, Department 56 Halloween buildings and put on the Department 56 Christmas ones.
Yeah.
There you go. So more Halloween. They got a custom Halloween card you can order directly from Lionel this year.
Man, they've been pushing that a lot these past couple years.
Yeah, they have.
Happy Halloween to our favorite trick-or-treater.
So really cool for all your favorite little trick-or-treaters. A scale TOFC car, fast freight service. And then a 8,000 gallon tank car. They've done, this is a scale car, and they did this, they've done this with a few things in this catalog, but the big thing that they changed on the 8,000 gallon tank car is they went ahead and changed the tooling a little bit, where they have this little window in there and they can now slide a clear plastic tube in there and have that liquid filled stuff that they used to do with some of the semi-scale stuff.
Yeah.
So they're doing this on the scale side now. So that's what that is.
That's awesome.
So you have your, in this case, is looks like a bunch of frogs, but who knows what actually ends up in there.
Yeah.
So this is not the one and only time we will see this tank car using that.
Huh.
Very neat.
Oh.
SW1s.
These things are so cute.
They are. They really are. And these have that same drivetrain they've been using for a while. So it's a horizontal motor, dual shaft, so all the wheels are powered on your cute little switcher. I'm surprised they shoved a smoke unit in this thing, to be honest with you.
That's crazy.
It's teeny tiny. Cute little Amtrak one. Everybody that runs some Amtrak needs a little switcher to make up their Amtrak trains. 550, that's not terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for a cute little switcher, 031, Fixed pilots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, friendly small layouts. I love that. Cargill.
That's cool.
That's really cool. We got Cargill
Huh.
downtown here in Wichita. That would be, you got a little beacon light.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Cargill has anything actually. No, I don't think. I mean, we just have the offices here in Woodtown. I don't think they
Yeah.
have anything along the main line, but
Hmm.
no, Highland does. I've always seen a little trackmobile over there at Highland before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even going to try to pronounce that one.
Dubuque.
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 That's a city in Iowa.
That sounds very Iowa. Weird sounding town names. Manufacturers Junction, and this one was supposed to be a play on Michael Jordan because it's up there towards Chicago. You got his number on 23,
Wow.
MJ on the cab. You know,
Huh.
That's fun. This is a neat paint scheme.
it is it's a beautiful black and red paint scheme. I love
Yeah.
it.
Reminds me of like the Rock Island.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
scene.
New York Central, Lehigh Valley, and Western Pacific.
Nice.
Huh.
Could be nice to go with Western Pacific diesel that you may or may not have recently accidentally bought.
I accidentally buy lots of things.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it would give me an excuse for a diesel switcher. I have other switchers
Yeah.
that I'm eyeballing currently. Thank you very much.
Now, one weird thing though is you notice how they started the diesel section, and then literally in the middle of the diesel section, they're just like, oh, Halloween.
Right.
They have like all this other random stuff, and then it's like, oh, back to normal diesel.
Back to normal diesels.
Resume.
Yeah.
Reason. Well, they were going with the PAs. They had
Yeah.
to continue with the
Yeah.
PAs.
It's a flow.
It's a flow.
Yeah.
They chose their flow. It's all about the flow.
Man, these are nice 3-axle diesels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
SD40-2s. I feel like they've been doing these a lot recently.
I mean, they're popular.
They are
Yeah.
very popular. They have the Aberdeen, Carolina Western.
It's a neat paint scheme.
That's a really cool paint scheme. Seen that one in person. It looks really nice. It's very clean. It's nothing crazy, but it's some different colors you don't
Yeah.
see, and it's
Yeah.
not a weird purple either.
Yeah.
That throws that throws it a little too far to the right or too far to the left. Go that route. So again, 2-powered 650 retail, not terrible.
Yeah.
You got a Chicago Northwestern. That one looks really neat.
Yeah.
I think that one looks pretty neat. I believe they said there were only 2 that were painted up with that Falcon Service logo on them, so they did those 2 roads there.
Oh.
Cool.
And then CP rail,
Yeah. It's always
because
a classic paint scheme.
you need
Yeah.
it's a heritage engine now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it is. Yeah.
But you still you don't get the discounted non-powered version.
Yeah.
More SD40-2s.
Reading and Northern. That's an interesting paint scheme.
Yeah.
It's like I wonder if that's like that plasma coating.
I don't know if it. I don't.
It looks like
It kind of does. It's a very neat
it's kind of like
purple to it.
yeah, like purple, kind of like indigo, I guess.
Yeah.
Very neat.
Huh.
So you got that one, Susquehanna,
Yeah. Nice.
Sioux Line, and VMV.
VMV. I wonder what that is.
Whatever that is right.
It says VMV Paducah built.
For the long haul.
Huh.
I don't
And
know.
then it says INREX. And it also says train hauler. That's interesting.
You'll notice, of course, with these 2, they have a lot of road-specific details, whether you have the beacon light, the high-mounted headlights, or the nose-mounted headlights, or ditch lights on all of these, but the Sioux Line has no ditch lights,
Yeah.
but you do have marker lights. So, I mean, this is a piece of tooling Lionel has and is very modular, and when they do these, they can make them very custom for whatever road you're looking at getting.
Cool.
Yeah.
Minimum curve 054 on these. I do have the kinematic pilots. I was thinking they did. So I think that's always a good feature.
Yeah.
on them.
Oh, yeah.
All right, steam time.
So now we can go into Steam. This is where I lose money usually.
Uh-huh.
Usually.
Usually.
I think I'm a little safe. Why 6Bs?
Oh, man.
And they went crazy. They decided that they needed to give engineering something to do, so they made them shove safety valve steam in here also.
I wonder why they didn't just go full vision with these then, because it's basically
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you're
Yes.
really, really close to it.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if it was me, I would almost take the 3-speaker sound system over safety valve stand,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Right.
assuming it came out right, because the
Right.
last big boys did not. I was pretty disappointed,
Yeah.
and I let them know that, and hopefully that was the only one that'll end up that way. But
See, he was so disappointed that he only got 2 of them.
I didn't even intend to get a second one, okay? And I have already modified my original one, just to be clear. It is warranty voided and everything. Minimum curve on Y6Bs is 072. 4-digit addressing, of course. Whistle steam, safety valve steam, main smoke steam. So you got Norfolk Southern. I can't read. Norfolk Western, MSRP right at $2,000. So hopefully about 1,800 pre-order price.
Yeah.
It's more. I don't know if there's a lot of variation. I think the biggest one is they changed the smoke smoke box doors.
That looks cool like that. I like that.
You have the oval or the round. I think the oval's the new one.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think I've seen it like that before.
So I don't know if the oval was something they did, if that was how they came out of the factory, or if that's something they did in the shops. I don't know the story behind that, unfortunately. But
Looks cool.
definitely looks cool. So 4 prototypical, and then your next page is fantasy galore.
Santa Fe.
Yeah.
UP.
Did you not hear the part where I said fantasy? It doesn't. It's not helping me right now, so I'm not. I'm not going with it.
If it was hot dog, then Zach would be all over.
Oh yeah.
Gosh.
I mean, you couldn't
Thank
resist
God
it.
we did not have another one of those.
Because then he would be broke.
No, then I would just be skipping it. We got Pennsylvania. Mr. Muffins did that Pennsylvania Class A that nobody thought he would sell, and he actually sold a lot of them.
Because there's so many Penzi foamers out there.
So I'm pretty sure that's why they got a Penzi Y6B in the catalog.
Very interesting.
Santa Fe Y6B.
Also, notice the road number that they chose for that, 1800. The 1800 class is a class of 262s. Of course, you guys know the 1880. So the real Santa Fe 1800 was a little 262 and not one of these.
Minor details, minor details. Great Northern, again with that green boiler jacketing. Their classic go at it. And then UP with the 3675.
Man, those are all very interesting.
Very interesting. Y6Bs came so late that actually they didn't really get sold off. They actually really just got scrapped. But a lot of these, other than Pennsylvania probably, but a lot of these, your Santa Fe and your UP, very likely that had the war continued, there's a lot of what ifs, and UP and Santa Fe really could have ended up with some Y6Bs.
Yeah, because I mean they did have Y3s.
Yes.
And so did the Penzi too.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I actually have seen the one surviving Y6. It was a Y6A, but I've seen it in person, and it's pretty cool. It's a big engine.
Dang.
It's pretty neat.
Big compound steam engine. Moving forward, USRA Mountains.
Yeah.
This was cool. Minimum curve 054. Main stack steam, whistle steam. Starting at the top, Alaska Mountain.
It's nice that they're doing some Alaska stuff there. You don't see a whole lot of that.
Yeah, some different roads. Moving down, we have Santa Fe with the brass tender again.
Oh, and I didn't even notice before. They, if you look right next to the Sand Dome, they have the accurate Santa Fe number boards.
Oh yeah.
That's
in
what
the correct place.
That's what I noticed too. It's like that's awesome. They're actually putting the Santa Fe number boards on there. It's actually going to be fairly close to a Santa Fe model. It looks like.
Wow.
Not that I need to buy anything. Doug wants to buy one though.
If I had a spare $1,700, then sure.
Oh, come on, pre-order price. Maybe 16.
If I had a spare $1,600.
$1,600, $1,500. Seaboard. That Seaboard looks pretty cool.
Yeah, that does look cool. I like the gray.
And then what is that?
Nashville, Chattanooga, and St. Louis.
Yeah.
It's there's the 576, the 404
yeah.
that's getting restored right now from that railroad.
That's right.
So I think that engine's almost done being restored.
I think so too. I saw it a couple of years ago there in Nashville as they were going through the boiler and everything. So that'll be cool. That'll be a fun trip to go do.
Yeah.
So on the other side of the page, we have New Haven.
That's neat. I like that.
Nice green Southern.
Yeah.
Surprised they're not. I guess the Crescent was probably a Pacific, wasn't it?
But they did mountains as well. So that's rather typical.
So you never know. You might see some Crescent cars showing up.
Yeah.
Tennessee Central, and then I was really disappointed because I was very much convinced this was Mopac, and then I was like, oh, it's Texas and Pacific.
Yeah.
Damn
It's
it.
cool though. It's a really neat.
It's a really neat paint scheme. I was like, Mopac. I need Mopac, don't I?
Yeah, that's nice. And like, I have a little semi-scale Hudson with that paint scheme. It looks really neat.
It's really neat on a steam engine,
yeah.
I think.
But I was mentioning to them in our group chat once. It's interesting to see that even though they did the mountains, they didn't do the Frisco 1522, which is probably one of the most famous mountains. If they did that, then I would consider buying it.
Frisco, it probably wasn't in the USRA though, was
Yeah,
it?
but neither was the Santa Fe.
No,
Probably most of these weren't.
probably not. It's just, who knows? Being a little more specific, they might have been holding off.
It'd be cool.
You never know what the next brass hybrid will be.
That's true.
Which, scaringly, there's not one in this catalog.
Yeah.
There wasn't one last year either. It almost makes me think they're holding off and gonna, blow us all away next year.
Be nice.
You never know what'll happen. Moving forward, heavy mics.
Nice.
We got C&J, USRA.
Elgin, Joliet, and Eastern.
Yep. Great Northern. I like that. That look. I don't. Something. The rendering on the Y6B might be a different green. I like that green.
Yeah, this green is nice.
That's a good looking green. Louisville, Nashville, New York Central,
I see.
and Sioux Line.
Looks like it has some road-specific details on the Sioux Line. With
Yeah.
the placement of the headlight.
Little
That's
different
pretty-
headlight placement. Looks
Yeah.
kind of funny if you ask me.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that's nice because that Sioux Line engine is one that actually still runs today.
Is it? Okay.
Oh.
Awesome. Heavy mic price right at $1,400, so a little cheaper than the mountains. The minimum Curvo 54. Again, you got your whistle steam, so pretty neat little engine. And they did mention there's probably a very small group of people that know or care, but there's been some of these smaller engines where they've been having some issues with the gearboxes, with the motor worm used to go directly into the gearbox.
Yeah.
At an angle. It was an old K-line design for a lot of them, and Lionel was seeing a lot of, I think it was really more just quality control issues or clearance issues, because when you do that, that angle that everything sits at and the way all the gears are cut is got to be so precise. And then on the assembly side, they were having some issues. So they're actually going to completely redesign the gearbox and go with the divorced gearbox that everything else has. So I'll have a little dog bone drive shaft in there.
Cool.
So it's good technical information. I'm the weird technical person. And I always think it's great when you get to hear the inside aspects of them and them going in there and trying to make some improvements on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Moving forward, 060s. This is some older MTH tooling that they got, and this is their second run, which bit me because the last run, the first run, I was like, oh man, they didn't make me one that I wanted, and
And now they did.
Yeah.
now they did. So now I have to buy one. Damn it.
Swinging belt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no room for the whistle steam with this small engine. All the electronics is in the tender, so they got a big 20-pin
Yeah.
connector. Is what it is. I've actually seen. I don't know. We'll see how it turns out. So you have all your electronics in the tender for everything, and of course with that wired tether though, you do get that good electrical contact all the way through. I mean, they even did that with the Y6B, or no, Y6B, no, the B6.
Oh yeah.
B6 SB.
B6 like I have.
Yeah. But there wasn't quite as many wires.
Yeah. No.
I don't remember how many wires they had on there.
It's just like a standard.
just like a standard
Tether.
like 4 or
Uh-huh,
something.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, we have Atlantic Coastline, Baltimore and Ohio. I don't know what this tooling was originally based on.
Well, it's just like USRA.
It might have been.
Mm-hmm.
Minimum curve 031, so again, friendly to small layouts. Chicago Northwestern, Grand Trunk, Nickel Plate Road,
Wait.
and then UP. I wonder what I'll buy.
Accidentally.
No, I won't even accidentally buy a UP one. I'll go intend to go buy a UP one. Swinging bells are cool.
That is
Yeah.
cool.
And especially
yeah.
on a switcher where you actually might really use the bell a little
Yeah,
more
that's
often.
true.
I think that was a good choice for them. Even if
Yeah.
they could have shoved whistle steam in it, I think the swinging bell was a good option on
Yeah,
these.
for
Yeah.
sure. Cool. Got some sets.
A gigantic set.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got us a mountain set, right at $2,000. New Haven. What all we got in here? USRA Light Mountain, State of Maine, boxcar, AC2 covered hopper, Freight Sounds boxcar, and of course a caboose. So we got all your standard stuff there. Nothing crazy with the caboose or the caboose or the Freight Sounds boxcar, but it's a neat set.
Uh-huh.
Down at the bottom, we have the King Cole set.
All right, guys, let's count how many hopper cars we have.
12.
Oh.
I cheated.
Oh, isn't that the same amount of wheels on the Cool Wheels train?
It is. It really is, though. It's just coincidental. So you have a 12-car NNW Coal Train with a Y6B, and I don't know. Let's see here. Is it a special caboose? I don't think so.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
No, it's just a regular
Yeah.
caboose. Neat caboose, but nothing special. So, right at what did I say? $3,000.
Yep.
Yeah. It's,
So it's a
Man.
it's a beefy set, but that's really more amazing. They're going to shove all that in one box.
Yeah.
I can't
yeah.
even imagine what shipping that is like.
I mean, that gets you kick started on big coal train.
Big
Yeah.
coal train. It really is. I mean, and in all honesty, we joke about the big box, but something tells me you're actually probably less likely to end up with shipping damage on the engine in that big box
That's true.
because it's
Yeah.
harder for anybody to
Yeah.
pick it up and knock it over or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a bigger box. I mean, there are other things that could happen to those, but I feel like it would probably be harder to damage the engine in shipping.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cabin cars,
Caboose.
so more Penn Central, Conrail, Long Island,
Penzi.
Nice.
Penzi. What do we got price-wise? $125.
Not bad.
So $100
Yeah.
probably.
Yep.
Buy yours now. LED lighting, I'm sure. More cabin cars. And then we got some more Vision cabin cars. We have a Long Island Vision and a Penn Central Vision. Those are, I think, those are really cool. It really adds to a caboose.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely neat.
I think it adds more than a smoke unit. We always had smoke units in the caboose,
Yep.
but that was always problematic, and really, the smoke off a stove inside the caboose is
Yeah.
really so minimal.
Uh,
It's not really accurate.
Yeah.
It's just really cool looking. Okay.
yeah.
Damn it. We just want it to look cool.
We're train guys and we love
Right.
pollution.
Man, I like these Pensy box cars.
Yes, and we got some pins here. 19. So I was about to say, I'm pretty sure this is it's a little different styled boxcar. Is that
it's
X30?
Like kinda round roof.
That slight, rounded roof edge on there. $100. So I mean, full scale boxcar. I mean, not terrible. Rolling stock isn't necessarily cheap either.
Yeah.
Seaboard, Penn Central, that green color again.
So I actually have a Penn Central boxcar that's in that kind of green color. It looks pretty neat.
That is pretty neat. Make that look grimy and mix it right in with any Conrail stuff too. We got the Merchandise Service Pennsylvania cars
Silver
too.
stripe. That's cool.
Very neat. Huh, I wonder what those look like. So I'm pretty sure these are probably the flat cars from the rocket booster train
Yeah,
that they're
yeah.
just repurposing. But it's awesome that they're having an excuse to reuse them for something other than the rocket booster train.
Yeah.
So $170 for a big flat car. I mean, it's up there for a flat car, but kind of cool.
Yeah.
So at the top you have that AEC car, so that goes right with that set that they did
Oh yeah.
in
the
Volume
set.
1. Same thing with the 8,000-gallon tank car, again with the green radioactive liquid in it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So that's always cool. But back over on the flat cars, Bethlehem Steel, what we got?
And Dodix.
Dodix heavy duty flat car. They call them heavy duty flat cars because there's real no name for them because they're just rocket booster cars.
Dodix and then Tdix.
TTX, yep. Kind of hard not to do TTX.
Yeah.
Westinghouse. So that's pretty neat. I mean, it could be whatever you want it to be. In all honesty, pretty neat little.
Oh, I wonder if the Dodix. I wonder if that's the Department of Defense.
Maybe.
Huh.
So I wonder if that's that's supposed to be like part of a missile or something.
Could be.
Huh. Yeah.
Yeah, Department of Defense, and then X probably for like railroad type deal. Yeah,
Yeah, and it is like kind of an army green
Mhm.
flat car.
I bet you that's exactly what that is. That's pretty cool. Now I need it to go behind a Space Force engine. You're over here spending my money again.
Accidentally.
Oops.
Oops. 8,000-gallon tank cars, again, that AEC tank car, of course, the liquid inside of it. Main and Central, U.S. Army, Alaska.
Cool.
$100.
Nice.
Not terrible. Of course, the one with the liquid in it's a little bit more.
$30 more. Interesting.
Wow.
Well, you could just cut a hole in one of the non-liquid ones and just fill it up with some water and get the same effect. for
Yeah.
free.
But this doesn't. You don't get the radioactive material from China, though.
Well, we can arrange that.
Oh, okay, okay.
I just have to make a few phone calls for that.
Okay, I'm going to be locking my doors at night now. Hot Box Reefers are back.
Box. Nice.
Man.
I may or may not have ordered 2.
That's some neat paint schemes.
Some neat paint schemes. I mean, I almost want to buy more just to have some more neat paint schemes here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they are kind of pricey, $300. So we'll see how the latest run turned out. But I'm sure they'll be 1,000 times better than the 2006 version.
Yeah.
But you have O'Leary's Dairy, and you guys know the story behind that one.
yeah, I think so. This isn't like the cow kicked over a lamp or something, and it.
Yeah, that was what started the big
Fire.
Chicago fire.
Yeah.
That was the story anyway. Whether or not that's actually how the fire started, nobody really knows. But that's the story. Is that a cow at Mrs. O'Leary's Dairy knocked over a lamp. So, I think they did something with O'Leary Dairies on a different car, and somebody was like, you're gonna play on that. It really needs to be a hot box reefer.
Yeah.
So, Illinois Central, Atlantic Coastline, Great Northern. I mean, Great Northern looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then Railway Express Agency.
That one honestly looks kind of Christmassy.
Yeah.
It kind of does. But your Great Northern and that REA, you can mix that into a passenger train too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, your Atlantic Coastline is actually REA also. So
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
really, those 3, if you wanted to, you can mix that into the front end of a freight passenger train.
Yeah.
Cool.
And our TOFC cars are back. These are really cool cars. I love
Yeah.
them. They're not the easiest to transport to take to shows and stuff. Of course, that's not everybody's problem. That's just my problem, and I'm just going to talk about it. $160. I mean, not terrible. I mean, real wood deck. These are really cool cars. They're pretty hefty too, for as low as they sit to the ground and
Yeah.
everything. The trailers are beautiful. You have U.S. Army, of course.
The Army looks nice.
Armies look great. Chicago Northwestern. That's a really cool looking trailer on those.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I like those. I'm actually liking the Pacific Electric.
Pacific Electric is nice. Yeah.
And then somebody must really like Alaska in this catalog
Yeah.
because we got some more Alaska Railroad stuff, which is really cool, something different.
Yeah.
Ribside boxcars.
Oh, Milwaukee Road.
Oh, they got a lot of
Yeah.
Milwaukee. Oh, the whole page
Whole
is Milwaukee
page.
Road.
A lot of Milwaukee. Right at $80. I'm imagining this is probably some older Weaver tooling, which is great. Probably not in crazy detail, but I mean they're really nice cars and at a little bit cheaper price.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, maybe
It's a lot of Milwaukee Road.
Yeah.
There's 2 numbers for each version.
Oh wow.
That is
Wow.
awesome. Okay, yeah. So you got your roof hatch ones for your. They ran out of grain, your grain hoppers. They actually
Yeah.
made the roof. They turned box cars into hoppers.
Huh.
I got a UP one from a while back.
Huh.
That's cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hitting the Milwaukee Road guys.
Yeah.
Get some AC2s. These are really cool. Atlantic Coastline, Delaware, Lackawanna, Great Northern.
McMillan Feed Mills.
Something a little different.
Shippers Car Line Division. And Sioux Line.
Sioux Line, $85.
Nice hoppers.
Not bad. Two numbers per road there.
Yeah.
So it's not great.
These are cool.
These are
Nice.
cool. So they, I think that last catalog they did some. They attempted some weathered stuff. So I haven't seen any pictures of these. So it'll be interesting to see how it comes out.
Yeah.
It's really that's crazy. This. Oh, okay. Well. Oh, they're just showing one side of what these are. Okay, I was like, wait, that goes from there to there? I'm confused. How does that make sense?
Yeah.
But it doesn't.
Yeah.
So $100. I mean, $100 pre-weathered. I mean,
Yeah.
that's worth
Yeah.
a shot,
That's not
really.
bad.
4-bay hopper.
There's the Rock Island bankruptcy blue one.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of a bunch of graffiti, but
Yeah.
the family line system one on the other page, that yellow one, I mean, if they did more just weathered stuff,
Yeah.
you could get a lot of people buying that.
Yeah.
It looks pretty neat.
And they got a nice
Then you get-
orange Rio Grande.
You get some clean Rio Grande,
Very
Cumberland
orange.
chemical.
Nice.
Awesome. 3-bay
More
hoppers. So these have those peaked ends on them.
Mm.
More Alaska.
Cool.
These aren't a plastic body. Okay. Plastic body. Looks like they're 3-bay. What we got? You got a standard one, and then 2 3-packs. So for each one of these, you could end up with 7 hoppers.
Man.
So you got Alaska, B&O, CNO,
Yeah.
and CSX.
Nice.
So, you could always add to that N&W cold train.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, here's some more N&W for you.
Perfect.
It's awesome. Pennsylvania,
Mm-hmm.
there's more Pennsylvania. And then they actually went around and finally made some coal loads to go with a lot of their cars. They just didn't have them before. So the 2-bay ones, they fit, both Weaver and Lionel. Same with the 3-bay and the 4-bay. So any of the stuff where it would have, you got some older Weaver rolling stock too. You can get, and those come in 6-packs for $25. So it'll
Man.
be
Not bad.
interesting to see how those turn out, if they're really how good they look.
Yeah.
And I think now that I saw that, I want to say, did these new ones come with loads? I don't remember.
Says
I
they're
thought-
available separately.
Yeah.
I was for some reason I was thinking they came with them on some. I guess not. Darn. But I guess it's not terrible. It'd just be nice if it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Traditional.
Here we are at traditional. Are we powering through, or are we gonna break this up here?
There's not that much left. Let's just do it.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
a small, pretty small
Yeah.
traditional.
Smaller than I thought. Yeah. Usually you're on your set volume 2. We're a little more heavy on scale, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
a little less traditional in this catalog. But now we got. Now they're actually advertising the Cab 3 instead of the Line Chief app now, because that Cab 3 app actually has a Bluetooth side. And now you can simultaneously run 3 Bluetooth engines from your phone.
Wow.
So you actually get quite a bit more capability with the Cab 3 app on just Bluetooth. You don't even have to have the new Base 3.
Nice.
Cool.
Of course, the universal remote, tried and true hardware remote. course, it's still no Cab 2 or Cab 1. So
Yeah.
we'll go there. Not going there. But right here you have your featured list. So if you're looking for a down and dirty chart between Lion Chief Plus, which they actually don't do anymore because everything Lion Chief Plus is Lion Chief Plus 2.0.
Yeah.
So, but that gives you a little chart there, so you know what your options are when you're going from one to another.
Man, J3A Hudson.
J3A LionMaster J3A Hudson. So this is intended to be a little. I mean, it's not just a traditional engine. It's designed to be relatively, a decent looking model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's supposed to have some separately applied details. Not a little less molded in than traditional, but maybe a little more molded in than full legacy.
I mean, they
And of
look
course-
pretty good on here.
Yeah.
And they're a little more compressed, so they can hit that 031 curve. So you get this around smaller layout, but I mean, these are great looking engines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They haven't done these in a really long time.
Yeah. And so we're right at $800. We're a little up there.
Yeah.
It is a die-cast steam engine, though.
Mm-hmm.
Got that pacemaker set. They've been doing a lot of steam engines in that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then, of course, you got your tried and true Lionel lines.
Nice.
1900. Gee, I wonder where they got that idea. We got GP38 and the Line G Plus 2.0. So again, Line G Plus 2.0, you get all your regular Line Chief functions: smoke, sound, 5 whistles, 5 bells, electric couplers. But it also has TMCC radio on board, so you can run it directly with a Cab 1 or Cab 2. Or if you're running it on layout with the base 3, you can actually not use the Bluetooth radio and go with the more tried and true TMCC radio.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think how I wanted to word that, but anyway, we got CSX,
The
Canadian.
CSX is the, it says it's collaboration with CPKC for the first hydrogen-powered locomotive.
Oh yeah.
So, very colorful.
Very colorful.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Interesting. Ohio Central,
We've got an Ohio Central, GP38.
Paducah, and Louisville.
It's an interesting, different road.
Yeah.
And Seaboard.
Cool.
Awesome.
Neat little diesel.
I think that CP. I think we did a review of a CP GP38 before. Probably some years back.
Yeah.
Probably some years back. But that was probably either Line Chief or Line Chief Plus. That was probably
Yeah.
a original Line Chief Plus
Oh,
model.
yeah.
So the tooling would probably be the same. It's just different electronics. So if you want to kind of see a little closer what these things look like, go
Yeah.
check that out.
I will say that paint scheme with the gray and the brown looks really neat in person. Because when I
Yeah.
went and saw the 2816, they had a whole set of F units behind it with that paint scheme, and they had an SD70 with that paint scheme.
Ah.
So it was pretty neat.
Pretty neat looking CP livery there. And then, of course,
Obviously.
you have to have CPKC.
Yeah.
So this is their first CPKC set here. It's a full starter set, 380. It's actually not bad for an inner starter set. ET44, some maxi stacks. It's really not terrible.
Yeah.
Standard Line Chief, nothing crazy, but it's really cool seeing them do this. Get that out there to a lot of people that are looking for that traditional CPKC stuff. Moving on, they are going forward to the Area 51. So this is a new Area 51 set. They've actually done quite a few different Area 51
Yeah.
but they all actually they carry the same theme. You could really mix and match a lot of that stuff.
This is a UFO recovery set. That's cool.
And what good would that do without a helicopter? You need that black helicopter. I mean, where there's no UFO if there's no black helicopter.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here. So that's really cool. And then you have a scale. No, that's not scale. It's just it's a standard maxi stack.
Yeah.
$100 maxi stack. Their recovery unit. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Next page had the scale stuff. I was getting ahead of myself. Jump over here. We got there's that 8,000 gallon tank car again.
That's
They shoved that on there,
That's fun.
and you get the whole load glowing. That's a
Nice.
pretty cool little deal.
If you look at the figures, it looks like the aliens are being interviewed by the news.
Need MIB there with neuralizers, and that'd be that's gonna be kind of cool. We'll have to see if we need to pick that up for the modular layout.
Yeah.
Of course, what good would that do without a hot box Area 51 reefer? all the reefers. And then here's that 8,000 gallon tank car again with a giant alien sleeping inside there with all his juice.
Oh yeah.
And then a Area 51 heavy duty flat car. Danger, radioactive.
You got Area 51 figures.
Yep,
too,
you can
that's
get the
funny.
same figures as a separate pack.
That's funny.
That's pretty cool.
And then we got BeetleJuice.
BeetleJuice, yeah, there's a new movie coming out, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they took the opportunity to make a lot of different Beetlejuice related stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I ever watched Beetlejuice. So.
I haven't seen it in a really long time.
Yeah.
Can't tell you much more. Standard 64 box car though, and I'm sure they'll look great.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
awesome.
American history.
They've been going with this for quite a while now. So I mean, they've been doing a lot of cool stuff here. So the Eads Bridge, that's the bridge out there in St. Louis. That was the first combination road and rail bridge, I think.
Cool.
Oh,
So it's celebrating its 150th anniversary.
nice.
That's pretty cool. Then Denver, South Park, and Pacific Railroad.
Oh, that's cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it's a little narrow gauge railroad.
Narrow gauge line. It's always cool finding all the different little short lines you can find out
Yeah.
there. And last one is Roxy, the Long Island Railroad dog. They were talking about this. Apparently, Roxy was a dog that just kind of showed up Long Island Railroad Yard and ended up just hanging out with the crew a lot. And the president of the railroad actually gave Roxy a all-access pass to the railroad. So he'd just get up there, ride wherever he wanted. And
Yeah.
supposedly one time actually ended up on, out in Pennsylvania and actually found his way all the way back to a private rail car that just so happened to have, I think, what did he say? Roosevelt.
Wow.
So actually found his way into the lap of President Roosevelt.
Wow.
I think that's what they said. I don't know. Don't take me for verbatim on that. But it was really cool. Just a little bit of history there on the Long Island. We got some more caboose. So we had a Lionel Lines and a Christmas and Happy New Year.
Cool.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Look at that. You can write that down.
Got a double-decker caboose, giving you 2 holidays in one.
How dare they? And they got this caboose stand back. Apparently out east, they have just a bunch of extra cabooses, and they turn them into roadside attractions.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I see are Santa Fe boxcars.
Yeah.
That's all
yeah.
I see out
Pretty
here.
much.
But that's pretty cool. You got your laser cut wood set there that you could put together, and it's a fully operational caboose. You could run it down the track, or you could set it up as an accessory.
Cool.
And again, nothing glamorous, but they have again done some updating. I guess they've updated the gate, the automated crossing gates for their fast track line. They actually noticed you don't have the big electrical boxes on the side there anymore. Apparently they did used to hold the circuitry for it, and they actually got rid of those and to make it look a little bit more modern, and was able to shove that all into one PCB. I don't know how the old one worked, but they mentioned these are going to have servo motors in them that run them. They'll go a little bit more straight up.
Oh.
I don't know. I have one of the older ones, and there was one side that they would always it'd come up and then fall back down, or so it was probably geared or something weird like that.
Yeah.
So they've done some updating on it, and if you're looking for that, now would be the time to pick up a new updated version. I think that about covers it for
Yeah.
a lot of the new stuff. Of course, Base 3 that should be shipping we're recording this, July 21st.
Yep.
So base 3 starting to ship out. Mine's supposed to show up next week, and see how it all turns out. I got to play with one a little bit out at the LCCA convention, so we'll see how everything turns out. But if you're needing a base, get out there, get it ordered, because great thing about these is it'll work. If you pick up a Cab 2 later on, it'll work with that. It'll work with the Cab 1L, and it'll give you a lot of functionality for the future. Other than that, I think that's about all they have in here.
Yeah.
They got some promotional stuff for the LCCA. They got that Black Widow set the LCCA is doing.
That's cool.
So that's pretty cool. You want that, you know where to go. You want catalogs in the mail, that's another good place to go. Good way to get the catalog day of. It'll be the 10th anniversary of the National Lionel Train Day this year.
Man.
Crazy. Feels like they just started that.
Yeah.
Of course, not that we ever, get to do anything with it. 'Cause
Right.
We don't really have anybody down here that does it.
Yeah.
So maybe, maybe they need to give us some promotional stuff so we can promote it around here.
Right.
But other than that, make sure you go in, enter in to win your own Vision Line GG1, or don't, so Chris can win one.
Yeah.
And then Zach will win one anyway.
Right.
What would I do with a GG1?
Man.
Paint it in the hot dog scheme.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Let's not say we did.
Right.
So that
Man.
was the catalog. I mean, that was quite a bit. I
Yeah.
mean, quite a bit for a Volume 2
Yeah.
catalog.
Some neat stuff in there.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I think it was
Lots of fencing.
lots of fencing.
Yeah, lots of
Not
GG
so much
ones.
UP, which is
Yeah.
great for me. So,
Man.
all right. Well, I'm pretty sure pre-order windows close, I think, late August. So be sure to, you don't need to rush right now and go put the pre-order in, but mid to late August, be checking with your dealer, find out when that deadline is, and make sure you get your name down for a lot of this stuff. That way you know you're going to get it.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, Doug, thanks for joining us again.
Yep.
Thanks
on
for
another
having me.
video. If you haven't already, go check out some of our other videos on our channel, such as the Dreyfus Hudson. It's
Yep.
one of our most recent ones.
Yep.
I think it's pretty good. I'm not biased at all.
No, I think that one turned out great. It was a really cool set.
Yeah.
And I mean, it shows you some of the newer innovations Lionel's been
Yeah.
doing. That's showed
Quite a
up.
bit.
It was
on
quite
that
a
one,
bit. There was quite a bit
especially.
on that set. I thought I was pleasantly surprised with
Yeah.
it. I really was.
So, anything else? Any other opinions?
Nope, I don't think so. I mean, I think it's a solid Volume 2 catalog.
Yeah.
And can't wait to start seeing things show up. And we'll just do this again in 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like trains.
We'll see you in the next catalog.
Yep.
Ah!
Ah.
Let's get into the red. Hey. Okay.
You feel better now?
Yeah.
Hey, now I can actually see red. It's not just gray. That should have been a clue to begin with.
Mm-hmm.